Good evening. This is Pintun from OdishaTV.in bringing you today's news from Odisha. First, the headlines. Steel companies operating in Odisha meet Chief Minister Navin Patnaik, seek preference in iron ore auctions and other assistance. Odisha pays homage to late President of India APJ Abdul Kalam by naming Wheeler Island after him. Union Coal and Power Minister Piyush Goyal assures electricity connection to all villages of Odisha in the next 1.5 years. Union Petroleum Minister slams state government for sending back the doctors' team provided by the centre to assist Shishu Bhavan in tackling infant deaths. And Odisha celebrates Janmashtami with religious fervour. Security beefed up in Kandhamal today, which also marks the death anniversary of Swami Lakshmananand Saraswati. Now the details. Seeking preference for steel makers in the upcoming iron ore mines auction, representatives of the Indian Steel Association met Chief Minister Navin Patnaik yesterday. A delegation of the ISA sought Chief Minister's support, highlighting that steel makers have invested about rupees 2 lakh crore in the state and provided employment to lakhs of people. Navin Jindal, the chairman of the Indian Steel Association, said the steel industries in India need support from the government as steel makers from China and some other countries are dumping cheap steel, forcing the domestic industries to cut down the price. This is one of the reasons behind the huge loss being incurred by the Indian steel industries. The state government needs to protect and support us as steel makers have made huge investment in Odisha, Jindal said. The association said that in 2014-15, the steel industry has contributed about rupees 13,000 crore to the government exchequers. Besides, more than rupees 300 crore has been spent on peripheral development activities during the year. The delegation, comprising representatives from different steel industries, drew attention of the Chief Minister basically on 4 points. ISA Secretary General Sanak Mishra said that they have asked the Chief Minister to direct the state-owned Odisha Mining Corporation and merchant miners to increase production of iron ore in order to overcome scarcity of raw material. As the price of raw materials remained high due to less production of iron ore in the state, the local steel industries are finding it difficult to compete with the imported steel, pointed out Mishra. The association also sought relief over the water cess being imposed by the state government on the steel industries.
सभी स्टील प्लांटों के अंदर जो है सैकड़ों करोड़ का नुकसान है महीने का, तो इसलिए हमने कहा है कि स्टील प्लांट्स जो यहाँ पर लगे हैं उन्होंने सभी ने हज़ारों करोड़ की इन्वेस्टमेंट की है, सभी के अंदर जो हज़ारों लोग काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनको आगे जो नए MMDR एक्ट के हिसाब से जो आगे जो नीलामी होगी माइंस की, जो ऑक्शन होगी, उसके अंदर उनको प्राथमिकता दी जानी चाहिए उनको, ताकि वो अपने स्टील प्लांटों को ठीक ढंग से चला सकें।
आमर इस्पात शिल्प में गोटे लुहापथर जोटा आयरन ओर बोली कहूँ से गोटे इम्पोर्टाट जिनस, गोटे महत्वपूर्ण जिनस, तो तार एक्सेस अवेलेबिलिटी एवं तार प्राइस लेवल जेटा रहा कथा, सो बर्तमान जमी रही अवेलेबिलिटी भल ना, प्राइस दाम बेसी अच्छी, तो सहीटा आउ गोटे फैक्टर हूँ जोटा स्टील इंडस्ट्री को क्षतिग्रस्त करुच्ची।
Chief Minister Navin Patnaik on Friday renamed Bhadrak district's Wheeler Island after former President APJ Abdul Kalam, who passed away recently. The Chief Minister has named Wheeler Island after the missile man, said a statement from the Chief Minister's office. Patnaik hopes that it would encourage the youth to further pursue scientific research. It would be Odisha's humble homage to the legendary scientist in return for his unstinted love towards this land, Patnaik said in the statement. It was during the tenure of the then Chief Minister Biju Patnaik that Wheeler Island was given away to the Defence Research and Development Organization on Kalam's request for missile testing in 1993. At that time, Biju Patnaik had proposed to make such a missile that could reach China in a bid to strengthen the Indian defence sector, and Kalam nodded. There was a growing demand across sections of society to rename the island after the former president, who described the island as his theatre of action. Wheeler Island, located off the coast of Odisha, is used as a missile testing facility by the Union government. The maiden successful test fire of the land-to-land Prithvi missile was conducted from the mainland, and it landed on the then uninhabited Wheeler Island on November 30, 1993. The island was previously named after an English commandant, Lieutenant Wheeler.
You will be glad to know that the state government has renamed the Wheeler Island in the name of the late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Will inspire our youngsters to work dedicatedly for scientific research. It is a humble tribute of Odisha to the people's president.
Union Coal and Power Minister Piyush Goyal informed yesterday that over 50 lakh families in Odisha which are yet to get electricity connection will be getting it in the next 1.5 years. The centre is planning to ensure electricity connection to all the villages so that the farmers could use them for better agricultural production and other areas. The Power Minister also met the Chief Minister yesterday. Targeting evacuation of 300 million tons of coal per annum from Talcher, the centre yesterday sought the state government's support for upgradation of railway network in the region. A special purpose vehicle, Mahanadi Coal Railway, has been incorporated for the purpose. Union Coal and Power Minister Piyush Goyal told reporters after meeting Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik that the centre has placed a proposal before the Odisha government to support the central government's efforts to upgrade railway network in Talcher area so that the volume of coal evacuation is enhanced from the present 75 million tons to 300 million tons in the coming days. Noting that expansion of railway network in Talcher area is essential for development of the country, Goyal said that the state will immensely benefit from the project. Goyal also highlighted that Odisha will earn as much as rupees 1,000 crore per annum after upgradation of railway network in Talcher. Meanwhile, Mahanadi Coalfield, a subsidiary of Coal India, recently partnered with Ircon International and state-owned IDCO, Industrial Infrastructure Development Corporation, and set up Mahanadi Coal Railway to develop the rail infrastructure in the state. MCL, Ircon and IDCO will have equity ratio of 64%, 26% and 10% in the joint venture, MCL officials said, adding that one of the foremost tasks before the new company is to develop 14 km of Angul-Balram rail link in the initial phase, which could transport 92 million tons of coal. In due course, this rail link will complete the Angul-Balram-Talcher-Angul loop to facilitate unidirectional movement of wagons. The SPV will not only cater to the current evacuation need of the company, but will also identify the evacuation constraints of MCL and accordingly will implement the plan, official sources said. In the second phase, the company is expected to take up Jharsuguda-Barpali-Sardega railway link, which will enable Basundhara coalfield to produce 85 million ton compared with its present production of only 10 million ton. Both the rail projects are considered very critical for MCL for achieving its higher growth potential. MCL, which in 2014-15 produced 121 million ton of coal, has planned to produce 250 million ton by 2019-20. Improved coal evacuation in future through this SPV will help close the gap between demand and supply of coal.
हर गांव में, हर खेत में बिजली पहुंचे, किसानों को पर्याप्त मात्रा में बिजली मिले, तेजी से औद्योगिकरण हो देश में, खास तौर पे जो पूर्वी भारत है, जो आजादी के 68 वर्ष पूर्व भी वंचित रहा है विकास से, जो विशेष प्रधानमंत्री जी का ध्यान पूर्वी भारत की तरफ है, उसमें औद्योगिकरण हो, यहां पे नए रोजगार के अवसर मिले युवा युवतियों को। आगे आने वाले दिनों में जैसे जैसे कोयले की खदानों से प्रोडक्शन आएगी, ये पूर्वी भारत में विशेषतर ये पैसा आएगा। और मुझे आप सबको बताते हुए खुशी होती है कि मात्र अगर ओडिशा की परिस्थिति देखें, ओडिशा राज्य को आगे आने वाले दिनों में लगभग 45,000 करोड़ रुपया, 45,000 करोड़ रुपीस ओडिशा को राजस्व मिलेगा, रॉयल्टी और एडिशनल लेवी मिलेगी, और इस 45,000 करोड़ रुपए से राज्य सरकार सामान्य जनता की सेवा करेगी, ऐसा हमें पूरा विश्वास है।
Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad ABVP has declared that it will stage demonstration in the capital city on September 11, protesting against various issues plaguing the higher education system in the state. According to sources, as many as 10,000 students will participate in the demonstration protesting against the deterioration in education system in the state. Besides, the agitated students will also take out a rally from Unit 9 Rashtravaasa Prachar Samiti to Lower PMG Square, demanding speedy resolution to their demands, added sources. After being granted by the Bhubaneswar Judicial Magistrate First Class JMFC Court to take self-styled godman Surendra Misra alias Sura Baba and his two sons for another 3 days remand yesterday, the state providency has started interrogating the trio today. According to sources, the providency is investigating the financial transactions of the godmen. Besides, a crime branch team is also visiting Mumbai to probe godmen's property and financial dealings there, the sources added. Yesterday, the crime branch was granted 3 more days remand of the arrested self-styled godman Surendra Misra alias Sura Baba and his 2 sons. The crime branch had sought the additional remand from Bhubaneswar Judicial Magistrate First Class Court after the 3-day remand of the trio ended yesterday. Sura Baba was produced before the court yesterday after the first phase remand ended. Notably, the godman was manhandled by the public while being produced in the court. On the other hand, investigations revealed more information about the financial transactions of the arrested godmen. Yesterday, crime branch sleuths traced around rupees 10 lakh in 7 bank accounts belonging to the godmen. Moreover, rupees 4 lakh was seized from a safe in the Trahi Achyut ashram. Earlier, crime branch had traced rupees 2.40 crore cash deposit in the bank accounts of Misra, his wife and 2 sons in State Bank of India, Achyutanagar branch. Besides, a crime branch team also found bundles of notes of rupees 1,000 denomination from an office behind Pothi Ghara in the ashram. Crime branch officials also seized gold ornaments along with a golden crown from the trust office of the Trahi Achyut ashram. The forest department today took possession of the ashram of another self-styled godman, Bana Baba, which was allegedly built on encroached land. According to sources, the land has been barricaded by the authorities after taking possession. Yesterday night, the godman vacated his ashram located at Darsani Banta on the Konar-Kakatpur road following Puri district administration orders. After allegations over encroachment of the government land and the sanctuary land used in the ashram came to the fore, the forest department measured the ashram's land yesterday. According to sources, Bana Baba illegally grabbed the land from the locals of Godhanpara, Gochar and the government to build his property. Apart from this, he also grabbed the land made for crematorium and also Konark's Balukhanda sanctuary's land to build a huge mansion. Yesterday, under the supervision of the forest officer and the Kakatpur Tahsildar, 15 acres controversial land grabbed from the forest department were measured. Both the departments have stated that legal actions will be taken against the ashram. Police personnel were deployed to maintain law and order during the measurement of the land. With the state government refusing to take service of 6 doctors sent by the centre to work at Sishu Bhavan in Cuttack, Union Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan yesterday slammed the state, urging it to refrain from politics, at least in the health matters. 64 infants have died in Sishu Bhavan in the past 2 weeks. We took up the Sishu Bhavan issue with the Prime Minister and he asked the Union Health Ministry to send a medical team to the pediatric centre. But instead of tapping the chance, Odisha government didn't entertain the doctors, which is embarrassing, Pradhan told reporters. Pradhan, who visited Sishu Bhavan, said the 6-member doctors team comprised experts from reputed health institutes like AIIMS in New Delhi, Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital and Safdarjung Hospital. The centre had sent the expert doctors after realizing that 13 posts of assistant professors remained vacant at Sishu Bhavan. These doctors have expertise. They could have helped in resolving the crisis, Pradhan said, adding that the state should reconsider the issue so far as federal structure is concerned. Pradhan said, I am ready to get defeated, but the children should survive. The state government should refrain from doing politics over the matter. Elaborating on the embarrassment he faced due to state government's action, Pradhan said he was the person who had moved the case to the Prime Minister and sought central help.
इंग्लिश भाषार शब्द चाल ओडिया साधारण ओडिया लोक छंदा न जाऊ रेसिडेंट डॉक्टर परमानेंट डॉक्टर स्पेशलाइज डॉक्टर ये सब जिनस जहाँ को मजा नबार अच्छे छुआ को मारिक से मजा नियंतु कम से कम ये प्रकार कथा ओडिशार सामग्रिक कथा अच्छी दिल्ली भाव कौन ये छोट छुआ जीवन को लेकर राजनीति न करा जाऊ केंद्र और राज्यर तू मेमे न करा जाऊ आप 15-16 वर्ष तीन थर लोक हाथ टेकी आप भोट देले कम से कम एति तो संवेदनशील हूँ
केंद्र मंत्री देखी सारे स्टाफ पठे तो आम से तो मना करूँ से स्टाफ पठे स्टाफ फेरदेलु आमको विशेषज्ञ दरकार कारण जाना दरकार कहीं मृत्यु घटला जो जीवाणु घटला कि देखरेख अभाव घटला कि भित्तिभूमि अभाव घटला तेना आमको तदारक आवश्यकता आम टीम आवश्यकता नहीं.
Janmashtami, the birth anniversary of Lord Sri Krishna, was celebrated across the state with religious fervor and camaraderie spirit. Thousands of devotees were seen thronging to various temples to observe the birth anniversary of Lord Sri Krishna, as special arrangements were made at the temples for the annual celebration. Enthusiasm and excitement ran high among devotees as they were seen making a beeline at temples in the twin cities to get the glimpse of the deity. With thousands of devotees taking part in the festivities, Commissionerate Police have made elaborate arrangements at the ISKCON temple and Ram Mandir in the capital city to provide a hassle-free darshan to devotees and avoid any untoward incident. With thousands of devotees taking part in the festivities, Commissionerate Police had made elaborate arrangements at the ISKCON temple and Ram Mandir in the capital city to provide a hassle-free darshan to devotees and avoid any untoward incident. On the other hand, security has been beefed up at Chakapada and Jalespata Ashram for observance of Swami Lakshmanan Saraswati's 7th death anniversary on Janmashtami today. According to sources, security was tightened in all sensitive points of the Kandhamal district and police forces were deployed on ashram premises to avoid any untoward situation. Similarly, security personnel intensified checking of vehicles and flag marches were also conducted at sensitive places of the district, sources added. Notably, unidentified miscreants had gunned down Saraswati along with his 4 associates, including an elderly woman, while they were celebrating Janmashtami at Jalespata Ashram on August 23, 2008. Before wrapping up, the headlines once again. Steel companies operating in Odisha meet Chief Minister Navin Patnaik, seek preference in iron ore auctions and other assistance. Odisha pays homage to late President of India APJ Abdul Kalam by naming Wheeler Island after him. Union Coal and Power Minister Piyush Goyal assures electricity connection to all villages of Odisha in the next 1.5 years. Union Petroleum Minister slams state government for sending back the doctors' team provided by the centre to assist Shishu Bhavan in tackling infant deaths. And Odisha celebrates Janmashtami with religious fervour. Security beefed up in Kandhamal today, which also marks the death anniversary of Swami Lakshmanan Saraswati. Thank you for watching. Good night.